What if the cradle of civilization wasn't in Mesopotamia, but buried beneath the Sahara? Satellite imagery from the Parchment Vault reveals something astonishing. 10,000 years ago, where today lies scorched desert, there flowed a freshwater sea larger than the Caspian. Scientists call it Mega Lake Chad. But here's the paradox. Mainstream archaeology long dismissed this region as a historical void. No pyramids, no temples, no written records, just sand. Yet beneath that sand, remote sensing has uncovered ghost rivers' ancient channels stretching thousands of kilometers. And along their vanished banks, stone tools, bone harpoons, pottery with geometric motifs, and rock art depicting canoes, cattle, and coordinated fishing, evidence not of nomads, but of settled life. During the African Humid Period, roughly 15,000 to 5,000 years ago, monsoons transformed North Africa. Grasslands replaced dunes. Hippos swam where now only dust drifts. This wasn't speculation. It's confirmed by sediment cores from Lake Chad, pollen records from the Tibesti Mountains, and isotopic analysis published in Nature Geoscience 2018. Field surveys from the University of Yaoundé and the Max Planck Institute have documented over 200 prehistoric sites around the paleo shorelines of Mega Lake Chad. Carbon-dated organic remains place human occupation as early as 10,200 BC a contemporary with Göbekli Tepe, yet entirely independent. At the Enedi Plateau, researchers found grinding stones with traces of wild sorghum suggesting early plant processing. In northern Chad, burial sites reveal ritual positioning and grave goods made from Red Sea shells, implying long-distance trade networks. And then there are the structures. Circular stone foundations, aligned in patterns too regular for natural formation. Not cities, but proto-urban clusters. The kind that precede writing, yet signal social complexity. Around 3500 BCE, the monsoons retreated. Mega Lake Chad began to shrink, first slowly, then catastrophically. Within 500 years, 90% of its volume vanished. This wasn't just environmental change. It was civilizational pressure. And the data shows a demographic ripple. A northward migration surge into the Nile Valley, precisely when pre-dynastic Egypt began its cultural explosion. Could technologies, irrigation, cattle domestication, astronomical observation have traveled with these refugees? A 2021 study in Journal of African Archaeology notes striking parallels in pottery styles and settlement layouts between late Saharan sites and early Naqada culture. Some have called this lost society Africa's Atlantis. But let's be precise. This isn't about Plato's myth. It's about a real phenomenon: advanced cultures erased by climate and erased again by historical bias. For centuries, Eurocentric narratives assumed civilization could only arise in stone-built river valleys. Organic settlements, mud, wood, thatch left, no monuments. So they were deemed primitive. But preservation isn't proof of absence. And the Parchment Vault now holds declassified Cold Warrior satellite data corona imagery from the 1960s that clearly shows Paleo-lake basins invisible to ground surveys. This isn't fringe theory. It's peer-reviewed geophysics. Today, LiDAR and ground-penetrating radar are mapping subsurface anomalies across the Sahara. In 2022, a Franco-Chadian team identified a 12-kilometer network of stone-lined wells near the Chad-Libya border engineered to tap fossil aquifers. In 2023, residue analysis from pottery shards revealed fermented beverages, likely sorghum beer, indicating surplus, storage, and social ritual. These aren't just survival tactics. They're markers of civilization. Surplus gives leisure, gives culture, is belief. The tragedy isn't that this society vanished. Civilizations fall. The tragedy is that we refuse to look for it because it didn't fit the story we told ourselves about who built the world. But the Sahara, in its silence, preserved what stone could not. Sand seals. It protects. And beneath it lies a counter-narrative that human complexity emerged not in one cradle, but in many, in one of the oldest, may have been green, African, and forgotten. So, was this Atlantis? No, it was something far more profound, real. If you're questioning the official timeline of human history, you're not alone. Full satellite datasets, peer-reviewed papers, and declassified imagery are archived and annotated in the Parchment Vault linked in description. Because history isn't written by the victors. It's reconstructed by those willing to dig beneath the sand.